Hi, I'm Carol, and I'm here to show you some of my favorite Martelli products. I have a few samples of what we have in the store available, and I'm going to demo a little bit on how to use them. I hope y'all enjoy. So the first product I'm going to show is one of my favorites. It is the rotary cutter. And Martelli rotary cutters are ergonomically shaped. So there is a left-handed cutter and there is a right-handed cutter. And I'm a lefty, so obviously I use the left-handed cutter. So I cut fabric all day long, but the thing that's really nice about this cutter is when I'm using it, I do not have to twist my hand, my arm, my shoulder, my elbow to be able to use this cutter. I simply open the cutter, and you can open it by rolling it on here. It has a piece of rubber that catches on your Martelli mat, and it will open it up with a half a turn, and then it'll just go straight through. So the Martelli cutters come in 3 different sizes. They come in a 28 millimeter, a 45 millimeter, or a 60 millimeter. And they're all great, but each one of them has its own purposes, more layers, more precision for the smaller one. They're all great. And they also have we have Martelli blades in all of the different sizes as well. Okay, so another product from Martelli that we carry is their strip rulers. This one happens to be at a 3.5 inch by 24 inch strip ruler. And Martelli products, their rulers have a patented product on the back that keeps it from sliding, from slipping when you're trying to cut, so you get good clean cuts. So as you can see, I'm putting no pressure on here whatsoever, and I can move my fabric, and what that does is it gives you really great clean cuts. So if I want a 3.5 inch strip cut out of here, I just take it and then I can spin it around to the other side, and I have a perfect 3.5 inch cut. No slipping, no sliding. Okay. So the next Martelli product that we're going to look at is going to be our fussy cut products, and those are going to be the fussy cut window as well as the fussy cut templates. So what you do with the fussy cut is on the back of these windows, it's really slick, so I can move that easily on the fabric and place it wherever I want it. And when I get it placed to a certain location and I want to be able to see exactly what I'm going to cut out, I'm going to put it on that spot, and I'm going to lay my template down. And once I lay my template down, it has the patented back on it that will not slide, and then I can cut out. And then I will have the piece that I was cutting out exactly the way that I wanted it cut. This is the Martelli roundabout, and what's really nice about this is if you're going on a retreat or even in your studio, you're going to trim something, what you can do is, without having to move your fabric, you place your fabric on the roundabout and you can turn it to be able to cut as you go around it, like your templates. You can just turn it as you go around, and you don't have to pick your fabric up and change where your positioning of your fabric is located. So your roundabout comes with a cutting mat, and then it also comes with an ironing pad. So you go to retreat, you have your ironing pad, and again, you don't have to turn anything to be able to change which direction you're ironing. So if you're doing something really small, some really small pieces, it's going to give you the ability to iron your seams in different directions. And it comes in 2 different sizes. So we have obviously the larger size, the smaller size, and we also have the case for the smaller size available. Really great for taking on retreats because you're hooked up right here. Take your Martelli cutter with you and you're good to go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is our Martelli strip cutter, and in this we have breaks of a 1/2 inch. So say for instance, if you're wanting to make a 1/2 inch strip cut, you can cut right here and that will give you a 1/2 inch. or we can do an inch, and each increment is going to go up a half an inch. So one of the most popular cuts for quilting, of course, is going to be a 2.5 inch cut. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to straighten up our first cut and remove our waste, and then this large piece right here is 2 inches. So if I move over a half inch, that's going to give me a 2.5 inch strip, and I can just keep counting over and do it until I get to the edge, and I do as many 2.5 inches as I can. So now I want to make 2.5 inch squares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up on my Martelli mat so I get a nice straight line, and then I'm going to line this up using my Martelli mat again, and I'm going to trim off my excess and go over that extra half. Now I'm going to do 2.5 here, 2.5 here, and I have 2.5 inch squares, and I am cutting through 4 layers of fabric, and I have perfect 2.5 inch squares. And you absolutely can do more layers than this. It's just what I happen to pick up. They work amazing. So one other thing that I want to show y'all about the Martelli rulers, I mentioned it on another part, the back is patented, and so it has this backing on here that will not slip and slide. I can take this and I can, no pressure, I can move it around. I'm not going to lose my place, and that is really important whenever you're trying to get precise cuts, that your ruler does not slip and slide. One of my favorite products, the Martelli strip ruler, every half inch, great, different sizes, works like a charm. Okay, the next product we're going to look at is the Martelli machine brush cleaner, and this little guy works really well for cleaning the inside of your machines. And we all know if we sew, we have lint. We want to keep the lint out of our machines to keep our machines running smoothly. So what we're going to do is, this happens to be the Bernina Q24, and I can get up into all of those crevices, and it will pick up the lint and bring it right out for you. And then you can keep your machine nice and clean and running smooth. You can see back here, we can pick up all of the lint back here too. Keep the lint away from your products. Keep it cleaned out. Keep your machine going strong. Open your machine up and even clean inside of your machine. Works fantastic. And again, this is the Martelli machine brush cleaner. Works like a charm. Next we're going to talk about Martelli's products that they have for free motion quilting. We have several different options. We have the palm paddles, which just fit in your hand. We also have the larger paddles that will help hold your products together flatter, and then we also have the rings, and I really like all 3 of them, but I have the rings that I'm going to show you how they work. Again, they have on the back of them the patented Martelli product that keeps it from slipping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide, this will work on your domestic machine, or it will work on your long arm as well. So what you do is you slide it in underneath your needle, and it just slides. It has a small area right here to let it go underneath your foot, underneath your foot. And then we're going to pick up our thread from the bottom, and we are going to start free motion quilting. And as you can see, once I have everything flattened out underneath my ring, can't slip. I've got that patented Martelli backing on there, and I can move my quilt freely without having to worry about it slipping. Works beautifully. Comes with a smaller ring and a larger ring, whichever one you want. They both work the same. Okay. And Martelli has racks that help you keep everything neat and organized. So over here I have my templates, my windows and my templates for different sizes of my fussy cutting. And it also has we have one that's longer for your longer rulers. And I have done all of this on my Martelli table. Okay, so also we have a Martelli table here. That's what I've been doing all the demos on. We have several different sizes available, and the Martelli table is extremely useful. This Martelli table can tilt backwards, forwards, or side to side. And what makes that special is if you're trying to cut all the way across the table, if you can tilt it to where it's up, you can just cut this direction instead of having to go stretch your body out. So the table will go down, or it can go tilt from one side to the other side, and it can also tilt back and forth. So it has a lot of room for adjustment. Also, you can cover this table with a cover, an ironing board cover, and use this as your ironing surface. And the Martelli cover that you will can put on here, it will completely block the heat so that it does not warp your cutting board. The other thing that's nice about their cutting boards is the cutting board is placed in a groove on the table, so your mat cannot slip, which we all know that's a problem. When your mat slips, it's no fun. So your cutting mat is going to stay secure. There's angles on here, so you can cut different angles using your cutting mat. Also, Martelli products are made in the USA, which is fantastic. And the precision that they have on their cutting mats is like none other. So I hope y'all have enjoyed the information that we've shared with you. We have other Martelli products available. If you have any questions, if we can help in any way, please let us know. Thank you so much.